Hi guys, this is your streamer Carlos. On today's video, I'm going to give you my review of episode 5 of season 5 of The Big Bang Theory. Willie Bro, and a wife bagel space battle. So here we go, guys. I love this episode because again, it's a two-sided episode. So the first side, it's simply two. Actually, technically the three-person first side problem, but it starts off with two, meaning Leonard and Sheldon. So Leonard and Sheldon are at Stuart's comic book store. They're debating between the two of them if they should buy an awesome prop sword, a cool looking and awesome prop sword from GOT, Game of Thrones. But Leonard doesn't take Stuart's discounts, and he eventually he makes a deal with Stuart. But after making the deal with Stuart to buy the GOT sword, Game of Thrones sword, guess who walks in? Wesley Crusher himself, Will Wheaton, bitter enemy, and basically Sheldon Shawn Michaels to his Triple H. If we were talking about a heated rivalry in WWE terms, yes. But Will Wheaton is on there to make a fuss with Sheldon. Instead, he's inviting Stuart and of course Sheldon and Leonard to his house, to his big house, for a party, and to meet the actor who played Data in Star Trek Next Generation with Will Wheaton. But of course, as we know, Sheldon is like, no, we're not going. But Leonard says, I'm going with Raj and maybe Howard. And I say maybe Howard because the second side of this two-sided episode has to do with Howard, which I'll get here which I will get to here in a bit. So Leonard says, I'm going, I want to go. Raj wants to go. Maybe Raj will say yes. I bet Raj will say yes, but I'll still ask him. And eventually Raj says yes. But then Sheldon says, How dare you, Leonard? But at the same time, as he's saying how dare you and other explicit funny insults to Leonard, he's playing Schrodinger's cat with him. He's being friendly, still friendly with Leonard, but also being nasty to him. So the night of the party comes. Leonard and Raj give Sheldon a last chance to change his mind. Of course, Sheldon doesn't change his mind. But wait. Stuart, who is at Will Wheaton's party, Will Wheaton's house, says that the actor who played Data in Star Trek: The Next Generation, is going to be there. And as we know, besides Sheldon's adoring, and obviously, who wouldn't adore Star Wars? He also absolutely adores, to the same degree as he loves Star Wars, like we all do, Star Trek. But Sheldon is trying to fight his urge to go to Will Wheaton's house party to go see the actor who played Data, because again, he despises Will Wheaton, and I'll leave it at that. Now let's go to the second side of this episode, and it's about Howard. Well, guys, Howard gets a big type MCU MCU type of an opportunity when his team and his disposal system is selected to be at the International Space Station, but he will need to actually go to the International Space Station. So technically, this makes this great MCU type opportunity makes Howard into a technically into an astronaut. But the one that is not happy, and mostly afraid and not happy at the same time, is Bernadette, and she's like, why couldn't we discuss this as a team, as a future long-term team, meaning husband and wife? And of course, Howard says, I'm sorry, Bernie, but you're right. Let's start over again. Bernie, I've been given the opportunity to go up to the International Space Station to be a part of the team. First of all, to be a part of the team, and to grant and to work with NASA and be an astronaut, as my disposal system gets used by myself and my crewmates. But of course, after hearing the second replay of the same discussion, Bernie says, thank you for including me in the decision, but you're still not going. Then, guys, funny chaos ensues. First, Howard is very upset with Bernie and doesn't understand why he's not letting him go to space. And there's a reason for it. Because Bernie's father, meaning Bernie's dad, is a former cop, and when she was little, and even now, and even in adulthood, she was worried that her father Jedi, her father her blue Jedi father of justice, meaning cop. She was worried that that one of these days she was going to lose him. And guys, we understand Bernie's perspective, but but she would do something else, even worse, that would drive a Sith Lord's lightsaber between herself and Howard. She basically told Mrs. Wallace about Howard's plan to go up in space and accept the mission. And of course, Howard, with all rights, all funny rights, had a fit, and he was upset. He was upset with Bernie, with all rights again. But Bernie wanted to get some advice from Amy and Penny, and both Amy and Penny agreed that basically Bernie was acting like a Darth Maul / super bad bagel of a wife of Darth Vader clone for not saying yes for Howard to follow his dream to go up in space. But eventually, Howard and Bernie got their cream cheeses together, and they made up. They made up. As for Mrs. Wallace, she was still in denial, but it ended up being all good at the end. Even though Mrs. Wallace was totally against it, and she still is, and she will be totally against it, throwing a chair at a TV and making TV bleed like she was a part of the WWE. As for the first side of this wonderful episode, Sheldon couldn't take his barbecue sauce anymore, and basically showed up at Will Wheaton's party. That Sheldon hates. Will Wheaton despises Will Wheaton with a passion. But then Will Wheaton surprised him with something that Will Wheaton owed Sheldon. Will Wheaton gave Sheldon his last Wesley Crusher character of himself as Wesley Crusher collectible figure. And of course, after Willie gives Sheldon that, all of a sudden Sheldon turns the page on despising and hating Will and tells him, "You're my best friend," and they basically bury the hatchet. And with that, guys, this is how this wonderful bury the hatchet type Star Trek friendship, broship of an episode ends, and also this episode teaches us that you don't mix a bagel with space, and you don't mix cream cheese with stars. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to tap that notification bell if you want to get, if you are intrigued intriguingly wondering what's going to happen for Howard now that he's officially going up in space. And how do you think the broship of Will Wheaton and of course Sheldon will grow? Grow in a funny way. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to tap that like button. And again, if you are intriguingly interested in a funny way in continuing to see how Will Wheaton's and Sheldon's broship grows in a funny way, and how Howard is going to increase his level of space traveling. Please don't doubt yourselves and go to my homepage and go to my YouTube page homepage and subscribe from there. So until we nerd again, bye.